still give you a call tonight. So.
All right, Reese.
I'll let you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for calling in, and everybody remember Reese. If you don't see Reese's name on the thing, then that's not the real website. So
that's
not
right.
The real
exactly. Right.
There you go. All right. Thanks
Reese. So much. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, now you hear it. Now you know what's going on, Violence Jack. Now you hear everything.
The difference between a Jerry Lynn and your Chasen Rance or whatever this guy's name is this guy who set us up a couple weeks ago or last week, was on Tool Academy. Jerry Lynn is not on Tool Academy.
Listen, never mind. We just talked to Reese, and now we have the man himself, the new effing show. There he is, Jerry Lynn.
Hey guys, sorry I didn't get on earlier.
I
just I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, you're on.
Yeah, we just talked to Reese. I think we got a longer interview out of Reese than we'll probably get with you, Jerry. But it was great.
Sorry
and, that's a good person to have on your team, man. She's right on top of things.
Oh yeah, she's helped me out quite a bit since I have a hard enough time taking care of myself.
I feel that way too. We had Larry Zbyszko on earlier. I was hoping to get you guys on together. Do you know Larry?
Oh yeah, I know the legend very well.
Yeah, he was absolutely incredibly awesome, and he's obviously one of our favorite guys. You never wrestled him, did you?
I wrestled him way back in probably like '89 when I did squash matches for Vern in the old AWA. I wrestled him a couple times then.
Oh well.
Okay, so
did he stall? Did he stall while he was wrestling you?
I don't think he needed to stall as much with me because I was pretty green.
But he
used to a threat.
Yeah, but he used to do that anyway. I mean, he used to kind of just go out there in the squash matches and stall anyway, So.
Oh yeah, he was the man.
Yeah,
he'd have the people in a frenzy wanting to see his butt kicked in 5 minutes of stalling. It was amazing.
Yeah. Violence Jack?
I just wanted to, because this might be kind of short, rumors running rampant. If somebody like a Rob Van Dam, ends up on TNA, I mean, is that something that, I love the matches that you guys do together. I'm sure everybody tells you that all the time. It's, probably the stereotypical, quintessential Jerry Lynn feud. But I know that you were in and out of TNA. You were obviously over with the crowd huge. You weren't always getting pushed. You didn't necessarily need to get pushed. You were already over. Is that something you would return to?
If the money was right, yeah. Because, if the money's good and they're still not using you the way you think you should be used, well, then it's all right. You're still paying the bills.
Exactly. All right.
And that's what happened with TNA in the first place is that were you under one of those deals? We talked to Kid Cash, and he was under one of those deals where if he didn't get booked on the show, he didn't get paid at all. But then we talked to Sanjay. He was on a deal where he got paid every week, no problem. Were you on one of the deals where it was like if you weren't booked on the show, you didn't get paid that week?
Right. Yeah. And what happened at the end was they didn't bring me in for 2 TVs, so that was a whole month with no pay. So I asked for my release.
That's absurd. You know what? Let me tell you this, Violence Jack. Before you get to your next point, I'll let you get to it. That's absurd because when they were selling pay-per-views on weekly basis and they needed to sell pay-per-views, it was in the main event all the time. The X Division matches, Jerry Lynn. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and then what happened? Where would it go? Like they said, Jerry, we don't have something for you this week. I mean, how could that be? I don't even understand it.
Well, you can't have the same people on top or in the semi-main and main event all the time. You got to rotate the talent, but still, if you got nothing for me, I can't sit at home and starve. So I thought, what do you do?
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but why does TNA, they somehow figure out how to get eyes on them, and then they choke every time? But you came here for the Lockdown pay-per-view in St. Louis. I was so excited. I was like, oh, man, at least one match is going to be great. Jerry Lynn, I believe you fought Chris Daniels. There's no reason why that match should have been just great and brilliant. And that whole show, you know, the stupid electrified cage, and it was just a lame cage. Why do they do that every time? They drop the ball, the eyes are on them.
I don't understand why you have the pay-per-view that's all cage matches in a state with a boxing and wrestling commission where you can't bleed.
Okay.
If there's any blood, you're supposed to end the match immediately. So why would you have an all-cage pay-per-view in a state with a commission that strict?
That's true. I didn't even think about that. And that's that happened with Dan Severn versus Ken Shamrock, and everyone thinks of that as the worst match of all time. But that was the commission's fault. I didn't even think that the show could have been that bad because of the commission. But I guess that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But still, even you guys, Christopher Daniels and Jerry Lynn, that should be the greatest match. I mean, that should have been the blow-away match of the night. Do they say something before you go out there and be like, hey, you know, just kind of keep it toned down, or like, is there any kind of like thing?
I don't remember exactly what was going on, but it was just a very frustrating time as far as it was just very frustrating because it was, you know, how many times did he lay me out in promos and pre-tapes and stuff, and I never got a comeback, and then it was here, okay, you guys are having a cage match, Jerry loses, and feud over. So it was just like, you know, there was no build to it except for him laying me out time and time again every week, and I get no comeback or anything, and then done. So it was just, you know, there was no big build. There was no heat, really. You know, you can't build up a big match like that in just a matter of 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it was pretty much squash Jerry is what it was.
Yeah.
Was there a reason? Was there a reason politically? I mean, because I don't know. It seems like maybe you're not into the political game that much. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're not good at like pushing yourself behind the scenes and stuff like, you know, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't
what
say
the case is.
Pushing myself. I just go out and if they tell me what to do, I say yes, sir. I go out and I do it to the best of my ability. But there's some political stuff that goes on, and I'm horrible at the political game because I want to wake up and be able to look at myself in the mirror in the morning.
When you were with the ECW, though, you were the champ. You were the number one guy. Was that less political? Was Paul Heyman just like he just said, "Look, man, this is our top guy. This is the best guy we got"?
No.
You know?
It wasn't like that at all. There's politics there too, but just on a smaller level. But I never got the big push there. I got a little shove. So when it came time to put someone over, it would mean a little more. But when the title got put on me, I think Justin Credible talked Paulie into doing it because I don't think Paulie wanted to, but Justin, I think, talked him into it because it was good business at the time.
Yeah, because you were huge over in ECW at the time. I remember that because I saw. I was obviously watching it the entire time, and you had to be the biggest guy that was over in the old play.
Oh, no, that'd be RVD, and there were some other guys who were way over there, you know, like Taz and RVD and Sabu and Sam.
Yeah, but I'm talking about after those guys were already gone, like because Sandman was in WCW, and then RVD was not coming to every show, or you know, he wasn't at the shows, but he'd come to the pay-per-views, and then Taz would go on to the crowd loved you. And then when you went to TNA, they already knew who you were. I mean, you were just already the shit once you got there. You know, and I don't know. Do you think when you got to TNA, was that any kind of thing? Because you were the number one guy in the X Division, and X Division was obviously the thing they were pushing the most because that was the best thing they had to draw a crowd, like draw an audience. I mean, it was the number one. None of their heavyweight matches were going to draw anybody buying anything. So they put the TNA X Division as their main events every week to get people to buy the show. And you were the number one X Division guy.
I wasn't written in to be their number one X Division guy or one of their top stars. I just would go out there and bust my ass. And that's all I've ever done is just go out and work hard.